Hi guys, Scott Devine here from Scott's Bass Lessons. If you enjoyed this tutorial, go to our website, check out the other ones. There's loads of good stuff on there and it's all for free. And also there's PDFs available for every lesson as well. So today I'm going to be talking about phrasing, and specifically phrasing when you're soloing. So what is phrasing and what is bad phrasing? I can give you a great example of what bad phrasing is. If I was to say, talk at you like this non-stop all the time with no peaks and troughs in my voice, and I just didn't stop and there was no full stops, that would be really bad phrasing. You get it? Okay, so you can do that while you're soloing. I suffer from this sometimes if I don't, if I'm not thinking about phrasing and how to interlink each phrase. It's really easy to slip into this, verbal diarrhea, or quaver diarrhea as I like to call it. So bearing that in mind, I'm going to give you an example of what bad phrasing is. I'm going to play. And I'm going to use a backing track for Blue Bossa actually, which is a lovely standard. If you're just starting out soloing over standards, this is a great one to start with because there's a nice minor key part in it, there's a nice major key part in it. Check it out. Anyway, bad phrasing, okay?
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so you get what I'm saying. It's just so bearing that in mind, what can we do to give ourselves good phrasing? I like to think about it in four steps, okay? 2 of which we'll talk about today and 2 of which will be in part 2 of this tutorial. So what's the first thing? The first thing is breathing. I want you to leave space in between your ideas, okay? So, and this helps in a few ways. So I'm going to give you an example of what I mean first of all, and then I'm going to show you why it works and tell you why it works, okay? So here we go.
1, 2,
I'll say breathe
1,
when
2,
I stop,
3.
okay? Breathe. 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 Okay, so you see how I'm leaving gaps in between my phrases, so it's giving the music chance to breathe, okay? Now there's a few reasons why this works and why it sounds great to the listener. The first reason is obviously it's not an onslaught of notes. Oh, they're not, it's just not a barrage of notes. The second reason is that it frames your phrases, okay? That frames your phrases. And I mean that as in, if you have a phrase, if you have an idea, sorry, I should have said frames your ideas. If you have an idea, but it's within a mass of other notes, the audience and the listeners won't be able to hear that idea. So you might have a great idea, but it'll just get lost within a sea of notes. So what I want you to do is have specific ideas when you're playing, and then stop either side. For instance, I could play up a C minor arpeggio kind of thing and land on the 9, okay? So I could and so I've got a gap before, a gap after. I'll show you on this track.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Another idea. Another idea. Another idea. Now a longer idea. I'm framing the ideas. Okay? So I've got these ideas, but I'm leaving space either side of them. Okay? So that's the first thing I want you to work on. Framing the ideas, okay? Leaving space either side. Time to breathe. The second one is rhythm. Now rhythm is super important when it comes to phrasing. What I want you to try and do is link your rhythmic ideas. And there's a great exercise for this. Come up with a rhythmic idea and then try and take it through the entire solo, okay? Or one chorus in this case. I'm going to do one chorus. Now each rhythmical idea doesn't have to be identical to the next one, okay? For instance, if you think of a phrase, Tommy went to the shop. Imagine that's our rhythmical idea. Okay, just bear with me, you'll get it. Tommy went to the shop. The next phrase wouldn't be Tommy went to the shop. Tommy went to the shop. Tommy went to the shop. The phrases would be Tommy went to the shop. He got to the shop, then he bought some bananas. After he'd got his bananas, he took them to the checkout. Okay, so things are, you know, they're linking up. There's a theme within them. Okay, so and I want you to do that with your solo. So we're going to frame the ideas, and we're going to have a rhythmical idea that links to that links along the way. Okay, so we have one rhythmical idea that has something to do with the next rhythmical idea, has something to do with the next rhythmical idea. I'll demonstrate it, it'll be a lot easier to understand. So let's think of a rhythmical idea to start off with. Okay, so maybe think da 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 da. Okay, da 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 da. So that's my rhythmical idea. I'm going to try and take that through the chords, framing the ideas. Da 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 da. Now I'm sure it'll develop as I go along, but you'll get the idea.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so you see what I'm saying? Everything's linked. There's a theme running through the solo. I'm framing the ideas with space either side, and then with that I'm taking the rhythmical ideas. Sorry, the dogs have just heard somebody at the door. And with that I'm taking the rhythmical ideas and using them to create the ideas, and everything has a theme as it runs through. So the first thing you want to look at is the space, leaving space within your phrases and your ideas. The second thing is rhythm. Now the third and the fourth thing I'm going to talk about in tutorial 2, and that will be contour. And by contour I'm talking about the contour of the solo in its entirety, speeding up, slowing down, building intensity, how to build intensity. Okay, so that's one thing to take into consideration. And then the fourth thing, last of all actually, is note choice. What scales to use with the particular chords, and what scales relate to each other that will help with your phrasing. That's another thing to take into consideration. So hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you in part 2 soon. Take it easy.